I know I'm a little late to the party here. I've been pretty busy, but I just wanted to make a point to talk for a little bit about the Nintendo Direct for September 2025. So originally, I was going to make another one of those play-by-play reactions to the Direct. I was going to go through everything major that they showed off in order, give my feelings on them. But honestly, my feelings on everything are so mixed, and I think I'm going to try this a different way. This Direct was an hour long. They gave us so much content from so many different IPs, but there's something sour looming over it all. And it's that unavoidable realization that Nintendo has officially embraced their corporate greed arc. Nintendo, the company famous for putting the player first, is finally nickel and diming us to the point where even me, a die-hard Nintendo apologist, a bootlicker if you will, has finally had enough. After all of these big reveals we just got, I finally got to the point where I have to sift through things and say yes to this, no to that. If I'm gonna buy this amiibo, I can't buy that amiibo, and so on. Nintendo's whole thing about variable pricing, yeah, that was a lie. $69.99 is the new baseline game price, and we just have to live with it. $29.99 is the new minimum amiibo price. We just gotta deal with it. Nintendo is becoming a company that only wealthy people can afford to consume, I guess. It's the same issue that made me stop buying products from Lego entirely. It just got too expensive to get it. So why bother? Why spend my money on things that I don't need, that I can't afford, that I have to feel bad about buying? What Nintendo is doing right now is called discouraging the consumer. And I'm going to talk about how they are doing that by talking specifically about their first-party games shown off in the Direct. Nintendo has officially embraced this new level of corporate greed that I just don't even feel comfortable supporting it. It's weird. It sucks because my entire YouTube channel, all of my dreams of being a YouTuber stem from Nintendo and their products. I just don't know how to feel about everything. Well, let's start with the one that was the least surprising to me. Pokemon. It's no secret that since Gen 8, and especially Gen 9, the Pokemon Company freaking sucks. They embraced corporate greed a long time ago. Pokemon and Pikachu are no different from Disney and the mouse anymore. They pump out incomplete, soulless games. They charge us a yearly fee to continue to keep our childhood Pokemon alive, which, by the way, doesn't really do much because now Pokemon Legends ZA's Pokemon Home is going to trap them in Gen 10. They prioritize merch, TCG, and consumables over the quality of their games. And now here they are announcing an entire DLC expansion for Legends ZA before the game even releases. So they're just straight up gatekeeping ready-made content behind an extra paywall. They're going to sell us an incomplete game for $70 and then charge us $30 to finish it, making the full Legends ZA experience $100. Not to mention, they're locking 3 Mega Evolutions behind a separate paywall in the form of an NSO subscription. You can't get the Mega Stones for the Kalos starters without NSO. That's terrible. And while, yeah, NSO's a great deal, it should never be required to experience content that is finished before the game releases. It's just mind-blowing to me. The absolute nerve of these guys. How little they must think of us as the consumer if they specifically are working on post-game content that you have to pay for while the game is technically still in development. I know it's obviously finished, but technically still in development. That's like if they charged us for Kanto and the Trainer Red fight in Gold and Silver. It's a part of the game, a finished part of the game, and they're just gatekeeping it for no real reason other than more money, other than they know people will buy it. I'm disgusted by this one, but I'm not surprised. What I am surprised for, though, is what they're doing for Donkey Kong Bonanza. I predicted that we would see no extra content for Donkey Kong Bonanza because to me, it felt like a tight and complete experience. Yeah, it didn't have a great post-game, but at least there was something to do after you beat it. Boss Rush was fun. And now I know why the post-game felt so bare bones. It's because they held back an entire layer in the form of DK Isle and locked it behind a $20 paywall. You heard me right. For $20, you can dip your toes into some sweet, sweet nostalgia on a barren map with redundant and repetitive new game mode where you collect not gold for Voidco, and you can collect cosmetics and statues. They are charging the price of Silk Song for this one map, essentially just an extra sublayer. What I really hate about this is that it tarnishes the good name and reputation of Donkey Kong Bonanza. A game that gave me hope in Nintendo is now taking it away. Alright, let's move on. So, I was right about there being more Switch 2 versions of games. They're doing Mario Wonder DLC for the Switch 2 version. I guess it's going to add some multiplayer stuff, playable Rosalina, some other junk. Kind of feels about as nothing of an update as Jamboree TV was. I'll probably be passing on that one. But it is a lot more excusable than the DK situation because, the game's been out for a while. It's just extra content. If you want it, get it. We have Virtual Boy coming to the NSO, and it's locked behind a $100 peripheral. I mean, you can buy the cheap cardboard one for $40 technically. I wonder if the Labo VR is going to work with it, because I already have that. I mean, I'm gonna buy the $100 Virtual Boy dock. That's just because, for me personally, it's really, really cool. It's still crazy, but it's my kind of crazy. You know what isn't my kind of crazy? Amiibo prices. Now look, I'm gonna save the bulk of this rant for another video, a video that I have already written and have now had to rewrite because the situation got even worse. Amiibo are like premium products now, which makes the content locked behind them even more egregious. The Kirby ones especially, they're $50 a piece. $50 for an Amiibo. Like, yeah, they have the cool tech from Starlink that lets you swap the rider in the vehicle, but that doesn't in any way explain why I have to pay $100 for these things, and then even more down the line, because guess what? They already announced there are more figures coming. This kills me as a Kirby fan, as an Amiibo collector, like, I just can't get these. I have to deny myself these Amiibo in order to afford the Metroid ones. I work a salary job. I get paid once a month. I can't buy 2 sets of expensive toys in 1 month. Especially when the expensive toys in question are $50 a pop. I am so sad that these Amiibo are probably going to fail, but no one can afford this nonsense. You know what else no one can afford? 2 $10 Wii ports for $70 to $80 on the Switch. Because Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 is coming out with minimal changes, some minor Switch 2 graphical enhancements, a few extra storybook pages in Galaxy 2 that are just gonna get leaked online anyway. And they're charging $70 for the 2 of them together, or $40 a piece. So if for some reason you're stupid and you buy them both separately, you're spending $80. Please, do not buy this. Please. This game needs to fail. Nintendo needs to understand that we're not gonna just get pushed around like this. Don't buy Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. On a more positive note, Mario Tennis. It looks phenomenal. 38 characters? Freaking sweet. Gimmicks and story mode? Awesome. Camelot never lets me down. But, too bad it's also $70. I'll probably pass on this one. If I do get it, it's going to be solely for Baby Waluigi. The new Yoshi game looks great. Not much to say about it. It's Yoshi. I'm in. It's probably $70. Welcome to the new normal. I think the only other thing to touch on is Pokopia. It's like Harvest Moon Pokemon. Why didn't they do this sooner? I don't know. It's going to be an Animal Crossing killer, and I'm fine with that. Pokemon characters make everything better. And yeah, the game is probably going to be riddled with DLC and paywalls, but I'll just try to ignore that because I really want a cozy Pokemon game. Oh man. I think I got my rant out of my system for now. I have another couple videos in the pipeline. One of them's going to continue my rant, but about Amiibo. I have big plans for October. I really want to do some Halloween stuff, which is why I'm just pumping this video out real quick so I can put all of my focus into Stu-tober, Drew-tober, October, Drew, Stu, fun stuff. I don't know. Haven't really ironed out the name, but it's going to be a whole month of spooky, scary, fun, haunted videos. But I'm still a little fired up, so I'm going to go cool off. I'll see you guys next time. God bless you all. Bye. So I already finished recording, and I realized that my video is mostly just me complaining. And I don't think I really got into detail of why this is such a big deal. So Nintendo as a company has always been about putting the consumer first. The players are more important than anything else. And lately it just feels like they have become just like every other soulless corporation, which, you know, it's bound to happen. They're making a lot of money. They have a lot of employees, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes we don't know about. But it doesn't even seem like they're trying to pretend they care anymore, which is weird to me because that's like their whole shtick. Like, this is the same company where things got rough. Satoru Iwata took a cut out of his salary so they didn't have to lay anyone off. And yeah, they're not doing anything crazy like laying off employees, but it really feels like the consumer is getting attacked here. And it's not even just America, and can't blame just tariffs because it's happening all over the place. And they knew what they were doing. This has been in the works for a while, and Tears of the Kingdom was evidence of that. They were playing around with some of these expensive games, and they saw that everyone bought Tears of the Kingdom, so they gave themselves the green light to just gouge us. It's not just with the games either. It feels like Nintendo products as a whole are just getting crazy. You ever walk down the Nintendo aisle at a Target? It's the plushies. They're like $30 for a little small, like, Dry Bowser plushie or something. It's like a Donkey Kong. It's maybe the size of any standard plushie you find. You know, you'd expect those to be $8. Pokemon ones like $13 because they're Pokemon. But no, these things are like $25, $30 a piece. It's happening with just everything. And it's scary, man. I don't think I can afford to keep collecting the things I'm collecting. I think the Switch 2 era is gonna have to be the era I stop buying every game that comes out. I always made it a point to buy every first-party game that Nintendo put out, regardless of if I wanted it or not. I would get it, I would play it, and 9 times out of 10, I had a great time. That's because I was only spending $60 at the most, $40 for a 3DS game. Every once in a while, Nintendo would even put a game out on the Switch that was only like $45, $50. But now, I just can't, especially with how loaded the release schedule is. Even if I buy all the games, I can't buy the DLC. I had to pass up on things. I didn't play Star-Crossed Worlds for Kirby. I didn't get Jamboree TV. I don't think I've done any Switch 2 versions of games, other than the ones that I got for free, like Zelda, which, I mean, they're just graphical improvements. I don't know. I don't really think this has much of a point to it, what I'm saying. I just wanted to talk about it before I started finalizing the video. I feel like I'm losing faith in Nintendo as a company. And that's kind of crazy, because if you know me, my whole identity is Nintendo. If you were to walk into my room right now, just Mario, Donkey Kong, Bowser, Banjo-Kazooie, Samus, Pikachu, everywhere. I have every N64 model. I have buckets and buckets of games and controllers and collectibles. And I don't know. Seems like going forward, that's not going to be what I do anymore. Maybe I'll still keep collecting the old stuff, but I'm having a hard time supporting Nintendo's decisions. Well, I'm just kind of aimlessly rambling at this point, so I'm going to hop off. God bless you guys. See ya.